Hey, I'm Sarah, and on this channel we share how to create realistic textures in nature and also document the process of what it's like to start up your own art business.
Okay, we are here in front of Lamblicious and Century 21 at our outdoor mural site, and this is going to be the entire mural. So it's 3.5 feet by 70 feet long, and we're going to have it feature the Bruce Trail. So we're going to have mermaids, underwater shipwrecks, lighthouse, a almost life-sized black bear, and all sorts of fun stuff going on the wall. So if anybody wants to go through Wiarton up on the way to Bruce Peninsula, come check out the mural and you'll be able to walk by it and get some good treats. So first step when you're doing a big project like this, especially on concrete, is to prime the surface. So I didn't include it in the time lapse, but I have gone with a really coarse wire brush and spent about an hour just brushing all of the dirt out of the wall. Sometimes I get my clients to power wash their wall before painting on it, but this one wasn't too bad. Okay, this is the progress so far. We have primed just over half of the wall. So a little bit left and then we're gonna break for lunch. And it's a primer that you're able to use with concrete. So now we're just kind of rolling it on throughout the entire wall. It took a few hours for me to do, especially because I am 5 months expecting in this video. And now we get to the fun part. So the primer I just did one coat and I left it to dry over lunch. And now we are working on mixing some of the underwater colors that we are going to be using. So I'm starting in the middle of the gradient and then we're going to go lighter towards the surface. And then we're also going to be able to paint some of that really cool Georgian Bay sea floor towards the bottom. So you can see kind of the guide I have that I'm following in the images to the left there. So these are just rough pictures that I have kind of as a reference. And it's really unique painting on concrete because you really want to use a fluffy roller. So typically when you're just painting interior, you can get away with a 10mm roller. Here you want to use something more closer to a 15 or even 20mm, so you really get all the paint in all of those holes. And at various points in this video, you'll see me going back with a smaller brush and just really kind of spot by spot jamming paint into those little areas to really fill in all the bubbles. We are finally getting into some color. So we're starting off with the gradient of the underwater section, which is so exciting. So now you can see I'm adding the second coat, the second color layer. When I'm doing this blending, I'm basically just using the roller to try and get paint on the wall and then going back and worrying about the gradient a bit later. So you can see I kind of loosely drag the roller down into the other color below it, the darker color. But for the most part, I'm using the brush to kind of blend and bring that color down. The thing that's really tricky with house paint and exterior paint included is that it dries darker than your color mixes. So gradients are kind of hard. You got to play with it to get the feel for it. And then always stepping back and making sure that it looks good from far away is a great idea. So now we're adding a bit of surface highlights just to the very top edge there. Okay, so this is kind of what we have for the gradient so far. I hope you can see my phone is just a black void, but we have the surface color in down to the deep blue, and then we're gonna paint the lake floor, which will be super exciting. So now we're at the morning of day 2. We are starting the ocean floor, lake floor, and it's really kind of fun. You can see the sun kind of rising with the buildings and as the line goes down. But yeah, so now we're starting with a kind of more murky green color, and it's really interesting because the lake floor, keep saying sea floor, the lake floor is a mix of sand and seaweed and this kind of really interesting texture. So we're playing around with colors now, and it took a bit to really try and figure out what I wanted to do. So I'm just kind of playing in one spot of the mural. And then once I kind of had a few colors I was happy with, you can kind of see me just with the brush extend it out in both directions. I wasn't sure if I was gonna go in with a brighter green and add some of the, kind of plant foliage that we have on the bottom of our lakes here. I decided not to because there's other aspects of the underwater part that I really want more attention to, so I put more time into them instead. So the camera's gonna shift over here and we are now working on the wave transition. So I wanted to do this while I had all of the blue colors of the underwater parts already out, and I've saved them in little kind of containers as I was painting, and you can see a couple of them open there. So I'm able just to kind of dip my brush in and have different parts of the gradient. And now we're in a very exciting part. We are going to start on our underwater shipwreck. So this is one of the Fathom 5 shipwrecks that is up in Tobermory, the northern tip of Bruce Peninsula. And basically at this point, I am measuring landmarks to scale up the image of the shipwreck. So you can kind of see I'm just kind of measuring things to really keep me on track for the proportions, and then kind of filling in by hand some of the other details as we go. So this is what the chalk sketch is going to look like. And you can kind of see I have the blue color that I used for the underwater gradient, and I'm using that when I'm mixing the brown colors for the ship so that it's gonna look like the far left edge of the ship is blending into the background. Same thing with the top. So all of my brown colors are cut about 50-50 with the background, I keep saying ocean, but lake color, the background water. And this is allowing it to really give it some depth and perspective when you're underwater. So you can kind of see I'm starting with really blue brown tones, and then I'm going to save my brightest browns, my warmest colors, for just that very front edge of the boat, and that's gonna really help it look like it's 3D on the wall. So yeah, so we're kind of just blocking in some of the posts and making sure that we kind of preserve our chalk outline. So we're kind of using the paint to really mark those areas first. And I'm kind of doing all the darker colors first. And you can see we're trying to get some of the perspective of the bottom of the ship. We're adding some texture to the ship when I go in with the lighter color. And it's really handy painting on concrete. You'd think the texture would be really annoying to paint with, but it's kind of really fun, because you can get all your darker colors, in all the little holes of the concrete, and then you can really just drag your brush lightly on top of it with a little bit of paint and really get a lot of the highlights, and it brings forth that really cool texture. So we're kind of remixing a few brown colors here, and we're going to be painting the front of the ship. So we're smoothing out some of the gradient and playing around with the back of the ship and how it's going to fade into the underwater part. And the top of the shipwreck has a lot of different really cool light effects that you get from underwater textures, kind of like the bottom of a pool, how you can see all the different light reflections. So you can kind of see they've done a lot of vertical lines in the blending on the top of the ship to try and recreate this underwater light effect. And I was pretty happy with how that turned out. And then you can see we're moving into warmer brown tones for these three kind of beams at the top of the ship. And we're doing a lot of blending to really bring out that wood texture. So we've got really dark lines now as we're adding more contrast as well to the ship as we're moving forward into the in the perspective of the painting. So now we have a really nice bright brown that we're using at the very front of the boat. And just trying to get some of that wood texture in. So we're creating a lot of long lines right at the front of the ship. And I'm playing around with some of the beams just at the back there, and we're gonna add a little cracks to them and give them a really interesting texture in a second. And you can really see now that the front of the wood is a lot warmer and the back of the ship is a lot cooler. And that is kind of how you do a 3D perspective. And then the best part at the end is just to get rid of all the chalk. I do this with a spray bottle, and it just really helps clean up all the edges. And there's our underwater shipwreck. All right, and this is going to conclude our video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We are going to end with some clips from next week's video where we continue painting the mural. So I hope you enjoy this sneak peek footage, and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the video next week. We'll see you soon.